Viewer discretion is advised.
Gonna see if we can't put this in my deep fryer. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, get that up there! Oh, I don't think I can fit anymore.
I'm so sorry. My prices were set at an even one. I'm so sorry. I'm not cheap. I can't.
How much money do you have for a unit of 100K?
In the fourth era of the Second Age, Riften is home to the Thieves Guild as well as the powerful Blackbriar family. The city itself is filled with corruption, deception, and cultural tension that reaches a boiling point. But would you be surprised that just 2 eras beforehand, it was so much worse?
Go questing with my little feet, princess. Ever go on my swing set while I can think hide feet?
You get it, girl. Keep dancing like that, you're gonna get all the hot. I don't know.
I'm about to flick all these monies on
hot
you.
dogs.
And yo, Lilo, I told you this place was lit, bro.
We in the cut, bro. This is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
In today's video, we go deep undercover inside of Riften to answer the question, why? What's going on here? We start by taking detailed notes where we can perfectly analyze the captured behavior of what we were observing. This is so we could better understand the psychological analysis of the individuals that would go into this zone. But let's talk about the actual zone itself, because just north of Cyrodiil is the Rift. It is a free-to-play zone that anybody is able to go to. There's nothing really special about the Rift except that there is a vampirism and lycanthropy shrine where you can become a vampire or a werewolf. But if you were to enter the Rift and go into its main city, you'd be in for a bit of a surprise.
You know what also is corny, bro? Your girl standing here every single fucking day right here.
Yo, I hate to break it to you. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? The person you were whispering that entire time was me, you fucking freak.
And to understand why the Rift is the way that it is, we first have to understand why ESO zones are the way that they are. Because, for example, the Rift and Riften itself are not special in any way, as we discussed. So what has created them to be special? Well, it's important to consider some other things too, such as the fact that the trading capital inside of the Elder Scrolls Online is Mournhold. Mournhold has no intrinsic value over Wayrest. In fact, the only reason why the Alliance capitals are even popular is just because a lot of players have a lot of foot traffic through those areas, and therefore we have just decided that the guild traders there are worth millions of gold more versus the ones in starter zones such as Glenumbra. So we have artificially set a parameter inside our community where we have said going to Mournhold is the pretty much creme de la creme of guild trading. And ZeniMax really had no hand in playing in us determining that these guild traders were worth tens of millions more than others. And this city of Mournhold is even worth more than its other Alliance capitals just because we as the player base have determined that it is. And importantly, as new and returning players come back to the game, if they're not already aware, we tell them that this is the trading capital of the game. This is where you can find the fastest sales in the game if you're interested in selling your items. And what's interesting is because we continue to use it and describe it that way, we have artificially created that environment to be true. But what if instead of looking for the trading capital of the game, or where they could farm rare or powerful sets to either use for themselves or make tons of gold, they were looking for something a little bit different?
Lady, show me your meat curtains.
Oh,
Slap me with your meat flaps, lady.
I want to.
Keylab is like a pimp daddy. That bitch got like 5-6 boyfriends at once. That's why I'm saying that girl's in a poly relationship.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The opposite of high society that you see inside of Mournhold, where people are looking to make endgame trades. You go to Riften to find degeneracy, debauchery, and worse, roleplay.
Mom, mommy, ma.
What?
Arrow.
Hi.
And all we need to do to understand why this is by understanding and explaining something that was put in the Encyclopedia of Human Behavior 2nd edition 2012. That being the self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, if you're not familiar, the self-fulfilling prophecy is a concept used in social and behavioral sciences to refer to the idea that one person's or a group of people's expectations for the behaviors of other can quite unintentionally help to bring about that behavior expected of those others. And one of the more popular examples of this is cited by social psychologist Gordon Allport, who believed that a self-fulfilling prophecy can be the cause of war. If one nation believes that another nation is arming itself in anticipation of going to war against that original nation, then the original nation is going to arm itself in self-defense. But this then signals hostile intent to the second nation, which will then arm itself in self-defense, and so on until an actual war may occur based on the initial unfounded observations. Some other popular historical examples are during the Great Depression era, there were rumors that the banks were insolvent, and this actually led to mass withdrawals of people taking all their money out of the bank, so that way they wouldn't have to suffer from the bank's insolvency, but then they also inadvertently created an insolvency crisis. And I can hear you wondering because, well, it's easy to hear your thoughts right now. How exactly do we go from Skyrim's iteration of the Rift to the Elder Scrolls Online's iteration of the Rift using this self-fulfilling prophecy and psychological studies that we've looked at? Well, it's actually relatively straightforward. You see, Skyrim's iteration of the Rift was filled with the Thieves Guild. It had the influence of the Blackbriar family. There was tons of moral ambiguity. It was a very dark and disturbing place. The inhabitants were morally complex, had shadowy vibes, and it was very different than the other cities. And so all the way back in 2014, people would begin to accumulate inside of the Rift to start to roleplay or act out different fantasies that they may have.
Hey, who wants to be my Elder Scrolls girlfriend?
I hold if you really.
And then, not so different than Mournhold, which became the capital city of trade, commerce, prosperity, rich and powerful guilds. Well, during that same time period, Riften would become known as the capital of degeneracy, debauchery, and honestly, kind of a good time and just fun to watch every so often.
That's true. For 4 days.
You know
yeah,
what's
that's
insane, bro? You thought that
Your
was
statement
her.
is,
You
"I'm
send the
cool."
message.
An educated,
Bro said
smart,
CNN,
beautiful,
not
whatever
CNA.
the fuck.
CNN, by the way. CNN.
CNA, yeah. Fucking nothing that fucking matters. That doesn't require a fucking degree.
You thought that was
You were
her.
She's a
asking
fucking
if she's
dumbass.
a
She's not a real
CNN?
fucking nurse. She's an assistant. Bro, she doesn't make no fucking money. A fucking trash man makes more than her, bro. You're fucking...
Reach out to the Adventurers Club.
You'll get that, my guy.
Take my Western Lord. You need a trusty Argonian companion to help mend your experiences on the great travels?
Wait, what's that? Dude, why don't you take your fucking...
I have a joke. A guar and a dragon walk into a brothel. The dragon kills the guar.
Shut your faggot ass up.
Jakeclips, bro, thank you for being my friend. That's really awesome.
So while Riften and the Rift is not one of the most important zones in the game, it's not great for farming sets. There's better and easy places to get access to vampire and lycanthropy shrines. It's not really very important to know as a brand new player or returning player or endgame player, but it is one of the zones in the Elder Scrolls Online.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Welcome to the Rift. Welcome to the Rift. Welcome to the Rift. We gon' light a split. Be on that toxic shit. Welcome to the Rift. Welcome to the Rift. gon' light a spliff. We on that toxic shit.